going on, Jerome's? Your Minnesota Vikings are going to shock the world. Little country girl on Monday Night Football against the heavily favored San Francisco 49ers. And official injury report isn't out yet, but there are some coverage of the key injuries. And as my cat walks by, no big deal. So we're going to dive on in. Along the offensive line, Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated, go. Kevin O'Connell on left guard, Ezra Cleveland, foot. Ezra's progressing pretty well, getting the swelling down in there. I know he's feeling better and better. Kevin O'Connell praised backup Dalton Reiser's detail and physicality. You can tell the game makes sense to him when he's in there. And the whole thing about Ezra, too, is that Ezra's been playing rather good this season, but had that mid-foot injury. And it is good, frankly, that the Vikings do have a guy like Dalton Reisner on the roster as a backup. And, the whole thing about Reisner, signing him, pushing Ed Ingram, pushing Ezra Cleveland to be better, sort of worked out, as Ed Ingram has improved his play as well, and Ezra's been playing at a high level. But if Ezra's foot injury does keep him out, I don't think you lose too much with Reisner, where he's been in the building for about a month, as well as he's only played left guard in the National Football League in his 4 years with Denver, even though he does have positional flexibility. And an offensive line of Darrisaw, Ezra, Bradbury, Ingram, O'Neal. Frankly, isn't that much difference between Darrisaw, Reisner, Bradbury, Ingram, and O'Neal. So either way, you do feel relatively good in that spot. And then for the San Francisco 49ers, a trio of really key injuries. Also, linebacker Dre Greenlaw did not practice on Thursday either. So Nick Wagner, go. 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, oblique rib. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel, shoulder, and Trent Williams ankle will not practice today per Kyle Shanahan. No surprises, Williams and McCaffrey rarely practice on first day of week anyway. Tomorrow, a better indicator of progress. So wouldn't really read too much into it, as even if they're fully healthy, I think Williams, like you mentioned, Williams and McCaffrey probably would have gotten a veteran day anyway. But it is noteworthy as you progress throughout the week, as since Vikings and Niners playing on Monday night. The Thursday is the Wednesday and the Friday is the Thursday. So checking out that second day of practice where a lot of the install goes in, it's important. And even though McCaffrey and Williams are veterans and they frankly could play even if they didn't practice all week, most coaches like to see them out on the practice field so they get a relative idea of what they're going to get on game day. So I think that they also did say that McCaffrey's injury could come down to pain tolerance, and either way, whether it's oblique, whether it's a rib, could get that shot of lidocaine or whatever, Dr. Feelgood, etc. But it is noteworthy. And in reserve, they do have Jordan Mason, who is a 2022 UDFA out of Georgia Tech. He looks to be the primary backup, although Elijah Mitchell is in that mix too. And for left tackle, so Trent Williams, even with that ankle injury, he actually only missed 2 snaps against the Browns. And they did have Jalen Moore, the 2021 fifth-round pick out of Western Michigan, row the boat. OG row the boat, filling in there. But and also with Deebo, they got Ray McLeod and Jawan Jennings filling in the void there. But overall, even if they do play, I don't think that they'll be 100%. And Deebo has been dinged up throughout the season. Trent Williams is an absolute star, and we know this, but if his mobility is limited by the ankle, it's noteworthy. And McCaffrey, if it comes down to pain tolerance, as a running back, you do take a lot of body shots. And even if you're wearing a flak jacket, that still hurts, getting a shot to the ribs and obliques, etc. So it is something that's noteworthy. And, the Vikings, having Justin Jefferson out, having Marcus Davenport out, certainly have their injuries too. But the Niners, if you made a list of the 3 most important players on the 49ers offense, it would be Williams, McCaffrey, one or two, we'll call them 1A and 1B. And Deebo might be, depending on how you see Kittle and how you see Brock Purdy, maybe 3, 4, 5. So it's important to note when 3 of the top players on the 49ers team are dinged up. Also, Greenlaw flying under the radar. We'll see his availability on Friday, but we'll see what happens the next 2 days of practice on Friday and Saturday before we get the designations for Monday Night Football. But your thoughts are thoughts. Take a look at the Vikings-49ers first injury report. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.